Alright, John Oakes here with Hagster's Hot Rods here in Homer City, Pennsylvania. Today we're going to go over our newest edition of our inventory. A little bit out of the norm here, but we're going to go through, try to touch on everything that we can see and think of on this vehicle. Now this is a 1963 Ford F-100 pickup truck, done in a real dark green exterior paint. The paint on the truck itself is actually in really good shape here from what we can see. All of the bright work on this truck too is in really good shape, as you'll see when we walk around. All the bumpers, the grille, all of the trim, the moldings, emblems, all of that stuff is going to be in really good condition. Don't necessarily need to point each and every little thing out, but as we walk around the vehicle, just kind of take notice of this stuff. And like I said, the things we need to hit on, we're definitely going to try to do that. Now obviously this truck is sitting up a little higher than what a stock truck would be of this stature. Now this has probably about a 6-inch suspension lift on it, plus the wheels and tire combination that's on it. Now the wheels themselves are 15-inch ARE aluminum wheels. They are in excellent condition. And the tires, as you can see, BFGoodrich mud terrain radial TA tires. Now these are 35 12.5 15s, so that gives you an idea of the size of that. Again, all the panels, all the metal on this truck is in really good condition. You've got your Ford F-100 emblems up here on the hood itself. As we come back, it does have mirrors on both doors, so driver and passenger side chrome mirrors. The chrome is in great shape and the glass is in great shape on these too. As far as the glass in the doors, you've got not only your wing window or vent window, but also your window in the door itself. Those are in great shape. Obviously your vent window is slightly tinted here. The driver's side door glass is in great shape too. No chips or cracks in that, all in good condition. As far as the fitment of the doors, you can see gaps here, front and back on this thing is in really good adjustment here. Your elevations with your cab corners on the rear, as well as the front fenders, those all line up really good too. And as you can see, all of your body lines are in alignment too. Door handles are in great shape. If you look down below, to help a shorter person like ourselves here get up in this vehicle, got a set of the Pulley bars down here as far as the steps go. So that's a nice feature to get up in, so you don't have to use any kind of ladder or anything like that. And then you'll see it's got the power antenna right here coming down out of the cab corner. We'll open our door up, take a look inside as we walk around. So on the interior, we got pretty much an all black interior here. You've got the aftermarket Flexsteel bucket seats up front. Those are cloth. They've got the inlays in the center of them that kind of carry some of that green color in them to kind of help match things up. The dash on this thing is a factory dash. Factory instrumentation in the dash. Now it does have a couple aftermarket gauges. You've got your tach down below, as well as a water temperature gauge and oil pressure gauge. It also has an aftermarket AM FM CD player in it as well. As you can see, it's got a custom or aftermarket steering column in it. It's a brushed aluminum finish on it. It is a tilt wheel, and it does have the aluminum drop bracket on it as well. Grant steering wheel to top everything off. As far as your door panels go, you can see some billet aluminum door panel here on the door. You've got the billet aluminum door handles. Power windows there also. It's also got the speakers in the doors there, since you do have the upgraded stereo in the vehicle. And then of course the center console there, it is a flip down seat that turns into a center console with a set of cup holders in it, and it does have all the seat belts in it. So that's pretty much the interior to your 63 Ford truck. Now all your weather stripping and seals around the doors, again nice and soft the whole way around, no rips or tears. It's going to seal up very, very nicely from the outside elements. So we'll close this up. Now we're going to walk around here and then we'll come back once I get kind of around the vehicle here and before we go under the hood. But the bed itself, all steel here, it is a tilt bed, and we're going to show you that tilt function on it here too. But again, all the metal is in great shape. As we walk back here, you're going to notice the exhaust. It does have dual exhaust. You're going to see this poking out on each side, so one tailpipe per side on this truck. Let's go to the back here, take a look at the rear bumper. Rear bumper chrome is in great shape on this, no pitting whatsoever. The rear tailgate, again, all metal there. Let's go ahead and tailgate down. Now again, it is tethered with these nice chrome tethers here on it. You can see the bed itself has the bed liner installed in it. And again, those tanks there, those are for the actuators and so forth for the bed itself. So we'll go ahead and put this up. Again, you see all the metal on this truck. There we go. Got our latch. All the metal on this truck, inside the bed, outside the bed, all in good shape. Again, chrome door handle on that, the tailgate latch. And then your tail lights, you can see they are a smoked tail light lens, and they're in great shape. There's no chips or cracks in any of that. So we'll continue around now the passenger side. Again, as I said, metal is nice and straight on the truck. Tires are in great condition. The tread on them, practically brand new. The wheels look great on it. We just might as well work our way up here to the passenger side door where we can check the fitment on that. So you see the gaps to the back side, gaps to the front side. Again, very good for a 1963 Ford F-100 truck. Again, your glass here, all of which is in great shape. No chips or cracks in any of that. Your chrome mirrors, again, those are in great shape. Not only the chrome, but also the glass lenses in them as well. We'll open this side up. That way you get to see the interior from both sides. Again, all of the same stuff we just went over. Factory dash, like I said, all in great shape. Door panels with some of the custom built aluminum trim pieces and so forth. Power windows. Again, for a 63 Ford truck, it's actually decked out pretty good. It's got the Hurst floor shifter on it there for the 4-speed manual transmission. And of course, this truck is a 4-wheel drive, so you can knock it out of 4-wheel drive just into 2 when you're just driving around normal. It does have the locking hubs on the front. So let's come around now the front side. We'll take a look at the grille, headlights, hood, front bumper, all that stuff. So again, like I said, all of the bright work, your front bumper here, the chrome, great condition. Chrome front grille, you can see how nice that looks too. Your traditional sealed beam headlights here, again, highs and lows all in one unit. No chips or cracks in any of those glass lenses. You got the amber lenses here then for your parking or your turn signal lights as well. Again, this is a full steel hood here as well. We're going to go ahead, we will open that up here in just a moment, but I do want to go back to that bed. As I said, this is a tilt bed, and it does work off of a toggle switch on the interior of the vehicle. So we want to show you that functioning, because again, that is a big item on this truck here. So let me just crawl up in here, and got to have the key in the on position. Do that. Then we'll go ahead and raise that up. And then I'm going to get out, we'll just kind of show you real quickly that underneath that bed. As you can see, we got pictures of it showing the bed obviously goes up a lot higher than what this is. It just takes it a little longer to come down because of the weight being over top of it a little bit more. But underneath, you can see how nice this frame is underneath here. All of the suspension and so forth underneath here. You've got your rams underneath here for the rear bed for raising and lowering it too. Again, you can just see how nice this vehicle is, the condition of the frame, the metal, everything, just by doing that. Plus, this is a great feature. If you ever were to want to use that bed for anything, it's going to be an ease to get out with that tilt feature, not knowing that you would want to use it for anything like that. It's just super nice truck and a nice feature for it. So we're going to reach up in here now and lower it down. So there we demonstrated it raising up and lowering. As you can see, it all works very, very nicely there. So we'll come back up to the front now. Now, being that we're a little short here and we've got to raise this hood up and show you the engine here, kind of get us up on a tripod here so we can look down in. We're going to take a brief pause. We'll get our camera in position. We'll open that hood up and we'll show you the engine, talk about the driveline. All right, so we are now looking at the engine compartment here of our 1963 Ford F-100 truck. Now again, we just did the brief pause there. Not that there's anything wrong with the hood or anything, it's just that we're a little short. I'm standing on a ladder as it is just to be where I'm at, so that kind of gives you an idea. So the hood latch all works, obviously the hood springs and hinges, that stuff all works too. The underside of this hood has been, looks like it's kind of like that bed liner or that rhino lining. So again, good protective covering on the underside of the hood. Now the inside here of the engine compartment, you can see the inner fenders, the tops of them here, all chromed up. Of course, the firewall, it's done in the same color as the exterior of the truck, that real dark green color there. Now, as far as the motor, this is a 428 cubic inch Ford engine. As you can see, it's got the K&N dual air filters on it, and that is because it's got a set of dual Edelbrock 4-barrel carburetors on it, of which have the electric choke on them as well. Those are sitting on top of a Offenhauser aluminum intake, real nice looking intake. And then they did upgrade the ignition system on this truck. It now has the Mallory ignition on it, so it's got the billet distributor on it. It's got a set of Mallory Pro Sidewinder 8mm plug wires. That's definitely going to get you a little better spark, along with their Mallory ignition box and the Promaster coil that's on this as well. Also on top of this motor, valve covers, nice chrome valve covers there, embossed with Powered by Ford on those. So again, all good looking stuff underneath here, and again, a big motor, you know, got lots of power to get this truck running down the road. Heater lines are all hooked up on this. It does have power steering. It is a manual brake vehicle, manual drum brakes, but when we get this truck on the lift and go through the underside, we're going to point out to you all the upgraded, you know, suspension and so forth like that. Really, they put a lot of money into this truck, both top side and underside, so we're going to point all that stuff out to you. Now, it has a factory style radiator in it for cooling. It has been upgraded though to electric fans on here. It does have the billet aluminum overflow reservoir on it as well. As far as the exhaust on it, it does have a set of long tube headers on it. Dual exhaust the whole way back, and as we showed you walking around the exterior of the truck, it does have the tailpipes that exit out, one on each side, right underneath the rear quarter panel of the vehicle. Now again, as we talked, as far as the rest of the drive line, it is a 4-speed manual transmission. Of course, it does have the transfer case in it, since it is a 4-wheel drive vehicle with locking hubs up front. And then the even underneath, you'll see it's got a chrome drive shaft going to the rear end. The front differential is a Dana 44. The rear differential is a 9-inch Ford with a 488 gear in it back there. So that kind of gives you the overview of the truck. We're going to go ahead, close up the hood on this now. We'll take it back, get it on our lift. We'll go underneath it, and we will show you everything on the underside. All right, so we are underneath our 1963 Ford F-100 pickup truck here. Now, miraculously enough, which again, I'm not a very tall person, but I can still fit underneath this car with it on our lift. So we're going to go through this as we normally do all of our vehicles. We're going to start from front, work our way to the back of the vehicle. We're going to go over all of the steering, the suspension, the drive line, frame, floors, you name it. We're going to try to hit it here on this truck. There's an awful lot of stuff here to go over though on it. But we're going to do our best. If we would happen to miss something on the video, just be sure to check out the description on our website and all the places we advertise on, because more than likely we're going to hit on all of those things in the ad description. So starting at the front, let's go over what we have here as far as the suspension goes. Obviously, it's a 4-wheel drive truck. You've got the locking hubs on the front. We do have the leaf spring front suspension here, along with a very nice set of chrome rough country shocks here in this vehicle. They've actually chromed all of the shocks on here, so when we get to the back you'll see that as well. But like I said, rough country, chrome shocks, leaf spring, front suspension. Now as far as the rear, or the front differential I should say, on the vehicle, it's a Dana 44 front diff here. Then we work our way out. Let's go over steering and braking. Now this car does have power steering, but it does not have power brakes. It's a manual brake vehicle. It is four-wheel drum brakes. However, it still stops very well for the vehicle as you see it here. And out at the ends here are wheels and tires. 15-inch wheels. These are ARE aluminum wheels. And then they have a set of BFGoodrich mud terrain radial tires. The size on these are 35 1250 R15 LTs on all four corners. And the tread, as you can see, the tread is in really good shape on these tires. Barely looks like it's been used. So that is your tires, front suspension, front differential, and steering, and so forth. As far as the drive shafts go, drive shafts are in great shape. Your universals, all of that, those have all been checked, and those are all in good condition here. As far as the steering on the car, or on the truck I should say, everything is in great shape. We've got the chrome steering dampeners here, also from Rough Country. It's got the chrome pitman arm, chrome drag link, all of that stuff. Again, a lot of attention to detail has been paid to this on the underside of the vehicle. Let's walk our way back now and get towards the rear suspension and so forth. That way we kind of keep things all kind of together here as far as the suspension goes. So back here at the rear end, first off, this is a 9-inch Ford rear differential. It does have a 488 gear in it. It's an open diff. And it's got the polished third member here on it. So again, it kind of dresses things up here. Obviously, you're seeing here chrome drive shaft too, and it's balanced also. And again, universals and everything's been checked out on it as well. As I mentioned earlier, chrome Rough Country rear shocks also on the vehicle. And then of course, multi-leaf rear suspension. It's got the chrome shocks up here. These are for the bed. Now the bed on this is actually a tilt bed. It's an electric over hydraulic bed, so you can power it up and down. It works really, really nice. And then the rear brakes on this, again, drum brakes. They do have the chrome backers on them here. And then, like I said, we've already been over wheels and tires on this. Now, it does have the emergency brake cables and everything all hooked up, and they are all functional as well. So that's suspension for the most part underneath here. As far as the drive line, let's go over that next. First off, for motor, we have, it's obviously not an original numbers matching motor, but it's a 428 big block Ford motor here up front. You'll see it's got a chrome front cross member on this too. And then back behind that, we've got the 4-speed manual transmission. Of course, we've got the big heavy duty transfer case here. And then, like I said, we've already been over the rear end. Now, everything, the engine, oil pan, the transmission itself, all of that stuff looks to be free of any leaks, nice and dry, drip free. It does have a chrome flywheel cover on it too. So again, everything that they could have thought of really underneath here to help dress things up, they've pretty much done it on this vehicle. Now, as far as the exhaust system, go over that next. We've got long tube headers on this vehicle coming off of that 428 Ford motor. Dual 3-inch exhaust, even with the crossover pipe here, all 3-inch, back to 2 Flowmaster mufflers on it, and then it's got the dual tailpipes that exit out each side here right underneath the rear quarter panels of the truck. As far as the floors go on this thing, floors look to be in great shape. They're all the stamped steel components. All the bracing is intact underneath here. I do not see any patching. The only place, like I said, would be right up through where they've got the shifter going up through the floor. That's it. Everything else on this thing, including the truck bed floor, is in great condition on this thing. And the frame, nice and square, good and straight. Doesn't look like it's ever been touched with anything underneath here. It looks really, really good on this truck. Trying to think things to kind of point out. Obviously, we've got the battery underneath here. It's done in a nice chrome battery tray here. We've got a set of steps here on the side to help you get up in there. I can't remember the name of the company that makes these, but again, we'll have it in the description there. Chrome cross member for the transmission. Like I said, just everything that they could think of really underneath here, they've done to help dress things up for a truck like this. Electric fuel pump, obviously, they're running dual 4-barrel carbs on this motor. So that's it for underneath this 63 Ford F-100. Like I said, if I did miss something, it'll be in the description of the car. We tried to hit on everything while we were underneath here. So what we'll do next is let this down off the lift. We'll get underneath that hood. We'll get this motor fired up. That way you get to hear what that 428 big block Ford sounds like.